Hey guys, welcome to my Nichi Japan vid. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice or the way I speak, but I'm feeling under the weather today. And not just a bit, I have got a high fever. But yeah, it's my Nichi, so every day. Okay, uh today I wanna talk since I'm sick, I wanna talk about influenza. Fluenza. I don't know about you guys' country, but in my country, flu I might be the only one making this mistake, but I've always was under the impression that flu just meant like common cold, right? So nothing serious. You rest a few days, you wear your mask, and then you go home. I'm sorry, you work and you go home at the end of the day. Normal stuff. In fact, an interesting aside, in Japan, I believe there's like a degree where you're allowed to not come to work. I don't know if it's like 37.6 or 7.8 or something, but like if it's under that, you're not allowed to not come to work. You're just required to wear a mask and you still need to come even though you have like fever, even though you're not feeling well. Yeah. I mean, not that I've worked, but that's what I've seen actually in dramas. Okay. So there's that. So in Japan, even though you're sick, you're supposed to come with a mask so you don't infect others. Which, by the way, is why Japanese people had like no problem wearing mask during COVID. In fact, another side, I've heard that people are worried about the younger generation who got used to, excuse me, wearing mask during COVID. Now they are too shy to show their faces. They feel like they need a mask. Without the mask, they're not confident. So there's like an issue they have. I've heard this. I'm not. Don't quote me on that. I'm sorry. I have a headache. Uh, Light headache, but yeah. Okay, so there's that, right? You're supposed to come. Don't like just not come because you're a bit sick. Like, no, you're supposed to still work. There's one exception. Maybe with COVID, there might be new exception. Wasn't living in Japan anymore when COVID happened. But it's influenza. Influenza is, I think you might have heard about this in during the beginning stage of COVID, like in March, April 2020. People were talking, yeah, COVID's like uh, bad, but it's not as bad as influenza. I think they were comparing like COVID to influenza. I don't remember what they said. Don't quote me on that, but they said they were comparing like COVID to influenza. And like for my country, you might be like, wow, flu. What's the big deal? It's common cold. Oh, no. Influenza is a very, what is it called? Viral. Oh my God, I'm just coughing. A viral virus, right? So it just like uh, infect people real quickly. Say you have an influenza. I don't recall. I think they put like a stick in your it's like a swab, but I don't know. I think it was your mouth. Uh, was it your nose? I feel like it was your mouth or your tongue to check if you have the influenza virus. Anyway, I had it once. Influenza. I'm sorry, I'm talking in circles. Very bad. If you have influenza, confirmed you have influenza, do not come to the lab. I was a student, so in my case it was lab. But I guess if you're working, do not come to work. Stay at home. The stay at home period, I believe, is around 5 days. But like during these 5 days, really don't leave your apartment. I mean, I had to just because I had to buy food, right? So I went with my mask and like everything, just like went by bought food and I just came back home like real quickly. But you're not supposed to leave. Why? It's very viral. How bad does it get? Well, if a school has like a kid with influenza, right? And they don't realize, and it's too late, the whole school could be infected. Maybe not like the actual whole school, but like I'm making things up. Let's say 70%. But like because it's just like spreading real quickly, you need to like just everyone stay home for 5 days. It's that bad. And if they're not careful, whole districts of school. So this happened when I was in Japan. Like I had a friend who was like a teacher, and she told me that it was like her school was closed, and like the whole region, the whole district was closed because they had like the influenza, and like it was like spreading between schools, and like they just had to like everyone stay home because otherwise it's just gonna keep on spreading. So it's that bad. Uh, it's also like horrible. You get like fever. I think you get up to 40 degrees Celsius. I definitely had like a very high fever. They give you medicine, which I think was 3 days. You drink one every day. In my case, maybe it's different. There might be every type of different, but it makes you cough, which I believe like just like remove the virus. I don't know if that's true. Just how it felt, just was like coughing like crazy, and it was just the first to second day that was real bad. After that, I was like just yeah, I got 3 days. I can like hang at home. Like I wasn't feeling like great, but it wasn't bad. It was like I could just relax. But yeah, the first one to today was like real bad, and this is also dangerous. You get 40 degrees Celsius fever. So you it's especially dangerous for like younger children, like and older people. I think similar to COVID, right? Like grade school children. Some of them, I believe, I heard some died because of the high fever, and like elderly people also could die. What to do? Well, vaccine. There's like a vaccine you need to take either each year or each 2 years, I believe. It's like usually during winter. So you have most cold, not cold, I'm sorry, influenza. I think spread like during winter and they mutate, right? So you get a vaccine, and the vaccine you're supposed to get, especially this is like for older people. And I'm guessing like people working with older people, like above retirement age and stuff. You're supposed to get it every year, but at the very least, like uh, once every 2 years. So that's his influenza. It's horrible. Uh, I'm not feeling well, but like not influenza bad right now. But yeah, just reminded me of influenza. Hopefully, this is interesting enough for you. If you live in Japan, you'll be like, oh, okay. So if people like talk about influenza, you'll be like, I know, I understand what influenza is. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.